Hello, I'm Sue Horton, and I'm Chair of Sporting Desford and have been for a very long while, much longer than I ever anticipated. So originally we started off as a family of clubs, and very much a family of clubs where we look after each other. It's not competition between the clubs, it's cooperation, and that was absolutely essential to getting things moving and getting clubs that were struggling be able to help to survive to a point where they could then help other clubs. So our vision really is being able to offer something to everybody in the village. That means tiny tots up to people in their 80s. It means people who are super fit. It means people who want to play in teams. It means people who want to just come and have a little bit of a go. And it also means people with health issues, that we can help them as well. So in order to deliver what we wanted to deliver, we needed to make sure that we were thoroughly sustainable, not just at the moment, but into the future. And hence the green agenda is very much at the core of what we do, really, because that does enable us to then go out and work with groups that otherwise wouldn't be able to afford to come in. And it also helps our track record in terms of getting grants, because just about everything we've done here has relied on grants. But it's because it's a really, really valuable organisation to not just the people in the village, but groups that come from all across Leicestershire. Things like our inclusive club for folks with learning difficulties. We are the only organisation like this that provides an inclusive club where people can come and have fun. And so we've been able to develop that side of our work more. We have Parkinson's group, which is great. We have a mental health wellbeing group, which is great. And we're looking to work with the Stroke Association. So all those sort of things that we can offer people that really do fulfil that vision of health for everybody, but all round integral, wholesome health is what we offer here, and that's what we're passionate about.
Hello, my name's Jim Horton. I'm the Development Officer for Sporting Desford. It did start with a course on energy audits, which was very formative for us, because we realised there was quite a lot we could do to be more sustainable, but also to be more efficient and get financial benefits from what we did. So we started on a long journey of doing renewable activities, and there's a sequence to all of this, but the one we want to focus on at the moment is that in 2015 we converted all the lighting from normal lights to LED lights, and we also put PIR detectors in the main corridors, and that in a stroke reduced our electricity consumption by 25%. Secondly, those LED lights that are in this room at the moment, for example, have a lifespan of 50,000 hours as opposed to about 1,000 hours of a conventional lamp. And the final thing is the quality of light is much improved. And in fact, actually, when we had installed it, somebody came into the building and said, have you repainted recently? No, it was just that the lighting was just a whole lot better than it used to be. But the main thing we then went on to do was to install solar panels. And the first batch we put on, we're on the main southeast facing roof, and we put 92 panels on in 2012, and we benefited from the generous feed-in tariff that was available at the time. We later put on more solar panels on other roofs in 2014-2015. That reduced our electricity demand considerably, obviously especially during the summer, but it was really beneficial. 2018 we added 6 Tesla batteries, which have been absolutely brilliant, because the main part of our demand for electricity, especially during autumn, winter and spring, is for floodlights on the tennis courts and what we call the mugger or multi-use games area, and also for the squash courts, because they use big 7 kilowatt heaters to actually heat the courts while people are playing. Batteries charge up either overnight at cheap rate electricity, or, and this is the clever bit of the algorithm, is the algorithm actually looks for the weather forecast the following day, and if it's going to be a sunny day, it doesn't bother to charge the batteries up overnight because it knows the solar will actually produce the energy we require. If it's a dull day, like today, the batteries will have fully charged overnight, and so that the demand is supported by the batteries. And the good bit about this is that either way, during the day, the batteries are fully charged, looking after the base load, but particularly useful for actually meeting the demand in the evening, so that we reduce the amount of daytime use of the grid electricity, because we effectively have stored the electricity during the day to use it in the evening. Back in 2015, when we put on the second and third sets of solar panels, we had to upgrade the supply cable to actually take the extra supply of electricity we could actually push back. And that has actually enabled us only this year, beginning of this year, to install 3 air source heat pumps, and also to actually disconnect and remove the gas supply. And the whole idea of doing this is to actually, with the aspiration of actually hitting net zero.
My name's Jeff Wattsize. I'm the treasurer of the Bowls Club at Desford. Back in 1990, we actually had a bowls green laid down, and it was very obvious that we're going to need water to keep the green in top condition. Initially, we used to use the mains water, which was very tedious to do, and mains water isn't so good for the green. So we then decided to actually use underground tanks which collected the rainwater off the roofs and then pushed it up into the upper tanks to go onto the sprinkler system, and it would save us generally watering of a month of mains water would be about £600, so we're saving at least £600. Insulation is very important for the main building, and when we had this new centre provided, we actually insulated it from new, but then we've gone through and double insulated everything to make sure it's very energy efficient. The squash court we inherited was of a very old design and was not really fit for purpose because it was so cold on the court that we needed to do something. So we actually identified that we could actually insulate the roof, so we did all that, and we insulated the cavity, which we identified that we originally thought it was solid walls, but we realised it was cavity, so we insulated that and put some background heating in, which made the court excellent for actually playing on, and it kept us warm and fit for purpose.
Hi, I'm Joe. I am the secretary at Desford Tennis Club. I've been a member for around 13 years, starting out as a junior. We installed our LED lighting around 10 years ago at Desford Tennis Club. It's had a huge improvement and benefit on the tennis club as a whole. It runs at 40% reduction of energy consumption, so of course it's great for the climate and our carbon footprint. But it means that we get some benefits of that. So, for example, the lights are instant on and off. Of course, that might seem small, but to the tennis club, right, it's quite important. We have LTA grade lighting. So what that means is that the lighting that we have, it is tournament spec, it's match spec, so it means we can hold different events and we can have the benefits of that, and it helps us bring a little bit of income and revenue into the tennis club as well. Also helps our popularity. It's just one of the aspects that I guess that's helped us maintain a flat membership retention rate over the last several years.
Hello, I'm Malcolm Hill. I'm one of the trustees here at Sporting Desford. I'm also a member of the Desford Striders Running Club. One of the benefits of being a member of Desford Striders Running Club is that we annually have a charity push to benefit others, and we've also had an initiative to recycle used trainers or football boots or walking boots or what have you. So when we're finished with our trainers and such like, we collect them together and get them off to a specialist recycler. Now, the interesting point about this recycle route is that it was started a little while ago by an ex-runner who felt the need to avoid sending his old running shoes into landfill, and operated out of his garage a recycle to actually benefit others. So that really fitted quite nicely with our club's initiative to be an agent of charities. So we're fortunate enough to have a charity officer, and we tested it out by actually purchasing a recycle box to place it in our local club that houses the club, that's Sporting Desford. And we kindly receive people's used trainers, football boots or walking boots, etc. And then we parcel those up. And very kindly, the packaging company Every have decided to partner with this recycle route, and they offer us a cheap delivery method to get them back to the warehouse. So we're happy to be a part of that, and so far it's working very, very well. So we're continuing with that year on year, and it's getting more and more successful. One of the interesting aspects of collecting these used trainers and football boots, etc., is that we can actually deal with end-of-life shoe wear in as much that it prevents us putting these items actually into the dustbin and then going to landfill, for instance. So this company that has been set up has got a way of recycling end of life, so that they'll do that correct for the environment and avoid landfill. One of the benefits of being a member of a running club is that we take part in league races throughout the winter and also the summer months. But it's become a bit of a headache actually trying to get to these venues with reduced amounts of parking, and it's necessitated running clubs actually gathering together and doing something called car sharing. So we're no longer allowed to turn up to a race as a single individual in a single car. We have to group together at a meeting point, such as Sporting Desford, and then drive with a full car to the venue to ease really the parking situation, and also to save or get the benefits of saving on fuel, etc. But what I've noticed when we've put races on as a club, and I've actually been a car park marshal, is the advent of runners turning up now in EVs, electric vehicles, is becoming more and more the norm, where runners seem to be looking for the benefits to the climate, etc., and all the gains they can get from an EV vehicle, and at the same time filling all of the occupants, all the seats. So that's something I've noticed over the years, that this is a fairly new phenomenon, that people are now driving a lot of EVs to the venues, which is good for the planet.